Dude, I like Ambernick products. How dumb do you have to be to try to charge that much for the RG552? I'm sorry.
Oh my God, $300 for the weakest next gen chipset?
Yeah, for $33.99. Like, what?
Get out of town!
What are you talking about? Well, this is rumor right now, but you're looking at like 250. Was it 250 euros or 250 pounds?
I'm
or
not
something
paying
like that?
$300 for a GPD XP.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Let alone a 552.
I got to say, people are excited about the RG552.
I know, but I'm not excited about the potential price here.
No, absolutely not.
All right,
if they're going to
try to hit us up for $250, $300 for something with 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi in it, you're out of your minds. Forget about it.
But you know it's going to sell. But it's going to sell. People are going to buy it.
People buy all of these at some point.
If it's $300, I mean, there's going to be a lot of other alternatives.
A lot of other alternatives. I mean, the Odin kills it.
Odin notwithstanding, and then the RP3, and then maybe even the KTR1. You know, I don't know. I really hope that rumor is not true, and they don't try to pull a GPD with the XP on this one. All right, because that pricing on the XP was outrageous. This would be even more outrageous, I think, because of how weak that processor is. I don't know.
Give it to us at $175 to $200 max. $200 max.
Maximum, but realistically, more like $140. More like $140, because you can get an Odin Lite. Okay, so all right, I'm cutting it there. I'm not going to be able to recover from that one. Oh my god.
What is going on, everybody? This is Stubbs with BRB Gaming. We're here, as always, with my magnificent co-host, Thor, and we are joined today by JimRPG. He goes by Jimmy, and we are so happy to know him and have him on the show. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. It's great to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
It's great to have you.
Yeah, thank you. How you guys going?
We're having a good time, man. We're just kind of cutting loose. We had a good RH meeting tonight and figuring out some new things for the Discord server.
Mm-hmm. You gonna announce anything? Give people some exclusives here, right? Like
for the retro handhelds community. We were just planning out actually starting a Patreon.
Oh, nice.
We're doing this whole game of the month thing. Yep. And, we're doing these sort of paid prizes. And up till this point, Thor and I have been, out of pocket for these. And now we're like, you know what? Yeah. It's time to put up a Patreon and sort of have it self-fund itself.
Exactly. People who want to pay can just pay. Like, it's not really like, an obligation or anything. It's just, hey, you're part of that community. You like it. Okay, well, these people are doing a lot of work in their free time. So I'm advocating for this, guys. If you guys want to do a Patreon, yeah, definitely. You guys should join the Patreon.
We're doing it. We're doing like a $1, $3, $5 kind of system. Mm-hmm. And then maybe even a $10 for tech support with Thor.
Yep.
But more than anything, it's going to be a tip jar and self-funding the Game of the Month program. And then just covering our infrastructure, our web hosting costs, stuff like that. The podcast costs, mastering the podcast, Simplecast hosting for distribution, all that stuff. So
just a lot of small things that add up,
They add up over time.
Definitely.
We're like,
yeah, they do.
I got a little one on the way. Literally right during this podcast, I could be going to the hospital. My wife could be going into labor.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We are so happy to have you on. So you've been doing the YouTube game now for about a year?
Yeah, I started obviously when COVID hit. And so we're stuck at home. We had that 2-month, initially it was 2 months, like we were going to be locked down for, and I'm like, well, what am I going to do at home? So I work with my wife and I'm actually overseas. I'm in Malaysia. So, I think a lot of people, when they watch YouTube, like today, Russ from Retro Game Corps, he thought I was from Australia. And then he realized that I was using the Malaysian Google Play Store. So he hit me up on Discord and he's like, hey, what's going on? I said, yeah, I'm overseas. So I followed my wife here because my wife's got a business here.
Are you New Zealand accent or Australian?
Australian.
Okay.
You can tell the difference like between the A's and the E's. So when they say Steam Deck, they'll actually say Steam Dick. They do. You can go and ask them.
That's Thor's server.
It's not exactly like that, but yeah, it's a little bit like that. Steam Deck. The Steam Deck.
Awesome. My dad lives in New Zealand, but he hasn't been there long enough to get the dick. Wait, hold on.
Wait.
Oh, your dad. So you should know then, right? But yeah, I think people hold their accents when after a certain age.
Okay.
Yeah, so my wife still has that sort of like Malaysian accent, like that Malaysian English accent. You ask where you're from a lot of the time.
It's true. I can try to fake an accent, but I won't try. It's terrible. So
I'm always impressed by people who can do accents.
I have to cover up my Midwestness because in 20 miles in every direction, the non-regional diction like goes away, and people start talking like this real quick, just real fast. So I have to hide that and like swallow it a lot of the time.
I mean, I can talk like that, Thor. If you want to talk and get southern just a little bit, get some of that little molasses in your mouth.
Nice.
Y'all here talk about them retro handhelds, son?
No, I don't think they talk like that. What's a retro handheld?
Got my Ambernic 280V right here. You see this nonsense right here? You see what you do right here? You get your Mario Brothers. You can get it right up on that around 30 FPS mark. Let me tell you what, boy, we're gonna have a stew going tonight on this handheld.
Oh man!
Obviously, I'm half a beer in. So.
I thought you said you couldn't do it.
I've got the Retroid Pocket 1 right here. We finally managed to release the firmware for it. So
okay, I thought that was the A20. I thought maybe.
The A20.
I would love to dive into the A20.
The A20 just released. I don't know how I feel about AM Logic chips though.
I mean, I haven't used one.
We'll have to get one. Jimmy, what do you have on hand
right now? So I've got my favorites. So I got the Vita.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
I would say the Switch is probably overtaken it now because I've just been using it so much. So I'm kind of maining my Switch now. Not yet, because I heard that you had to hard mod the Switch to get it.
It's an RCM jig. It's a little thing that you put in the Joy-Con slide, right? And it shorts it out and puts it in a certain mode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to see.
Sexy
my
mode.
friend knows more than me about this, so I got my RG351P.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm gonna say something controversial. Maybe not.
Say it.
I think this might be one of the greatest handhelds of all time. I've only used it for about 50 hours though, but still.
I personally prefer the 351V, but that's just because I like that layout. That's it.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from. So that's really the only thing missing here, like the 4x3 screen and the Wi-Fi. Like it looks a bit silly to have the Wi-Fi dongles sticking up. So actually, I bought another one. I bought the RG351M because I wanted to play with the kids, right? Like I got a 6-year-old, an 8-year-old, and I wanted to play like, Contra or whatever, like with them.
Right.
Yeah.
But it looked a bit silly with that dongle and having to teach them, hey, like, you got to stick this thing in and then you got to go into like RetroArch to do all of this stuff. Yeah. So I got them the RG351M, but when I got it, it was a bit heavy and I figured they wouldn't like it as much.
Yes. Dude.
So
yes. I'm going to cut you off right there and I'm so sorry, but you hit it on the head. I also had to sell back my 351M because it was a little bit too heavy. Yeah, it had Wi-Fi. Yeah, it had a beautiful screen. But it was like, it's a little cramping. It's kind of heavy.
That's exactly how I felt like. I was trying to play King of Fighters, and I'm trying to do all of these D-pad moves on it, like these quarter circles and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then after about 15 minutes, I'm like, I can't play this anymore. I got to go back to my plastic. And the plastic is beautiful. Like the plastic on this is as high quality as any of the other devices that I have. Like there's this sort of like textured type of feel on the plastic.
The MP feels even more awkward to me.
I'm going to look up deals on the. You have me sold. I've never actually had a regular 351P.
Ooh, okay. Well, see, so it really depends on how much you mind about that 4x3 screen. If you really must have that, then I wouldn't recommend this because it's 3x2.
That's fine.
And really, it's like the best Game Boy Advance. Yep,
I'm good. I got my TP-Link Wi-Fi dongle. I can put it up there. It's fine.
Well, you can I think if you go to AliExpress or they have some sort of like kit where they give you the little carry case and
Jimmy.
screen.
I'm not going to AliExpress unless you have an affiliate link. Let me help you. Do you have an affiliate link? Something I can click on? Or
somebody demanded me put links, and I'm like,
you'll end up sending me the P, and I'll put an internal Wi-Fi in for him anyway. So
yeah, Thor is my onboard modder hacker.
I have a video about the RG351M versus the RG351P.
Oh.
So maybe go and check that out after we do the podcast. But I quite like that video because I had a lot of cool, like sexy shots.
Wait a minute,
that B-roll though.
Yeah, the B-roll stuff.
But Jimmy, you're over 10K subscribers. You're at 12.2 thousand subscribers.
Right.
And aren't you eligible now to get your custom URL at this point?
I do. I changed it last night because I knew you guys would probably like post that somewhere, and you didn't want all these random numbers and stuff. So I changed it yesterday. So it might still be coming, but I was able to.
Oh, I got it. C/JimRPG.
Yeah, but maybe it hasn't like updated somewhere.
No, it's propagated. We're good.
Okay, awesome. Thor, do you have the RG351P?
I have all of them.
Listen to this guy. I got all of them. Come on.
Well, we made 351 Droid. We made an Android distribution for all of the 351 devices, as well as the Game Force and some other stuff, the RGB 10 Max. So we put Android on all of those devices because they're all 3326. And honestly, I really, really, really like the P that I just got recently. The weight, like you were talking about, the weight makes a world of difference in just the feeling of the pocketability. And I've talked about it plenty of times before, but I need that separate device. I don't want a game on my phone unless it's some little time waster.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel the same way. Yep.
I really like the V because I like the form factor, but it's not my portable go-to by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, I wanted to get the V. Actually, there was another one that was a little bit cheaper. I forgot the model number now, but it was like the processor below. So it was like about $50 and had the same sort of form factor. But I just felt like the 351V, I had already bought 3 of these and I just didn't want to get another Rockchip 3326.
Right.
Even though that would have been the perfect Game Boy. I just felt like I just make do with just this one. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like, I don't have a 4x3 device. I thought I would make do with like some of the new upcoming devices, like the Powkiddy X18S or the Odin, for example. That would give me a large enough screen where, I won't be missing that smaller 3.5-inch 4x3 display too much.
I just got obsessed with the 3326 and putting Android on it. Like it was just a challenge. So I had to collect them all.
Yeah.
So that was it. That was the whole deal.
Yeah, might as well if you're that close.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe they're going to put out another one called a PP where it's got the Wi-Fi in there.
We've been joking about that for weeks.
The PP.
For weeks. The PP, the RG351 PP.
Wait, is this a real thing? Did I completely miss this?
No, because they named the latest one the MP, right? Because it was the metal P, but so the plastic would be PP.
Yeah. I gotcha. I'm tracking. And let me just break in with this right now. So let's say I want to go out. I want to get a 351P, just the regular. I want to feel the plastic on this. I want to feel what Jimmy's talking about. I'm a texture guy. Let me have it.
Okay.
Why are there no Black Friday deals on this handheld right now? I'm looking around the internet and nothing's really crazy.
I think Ambernick, they recently had their 1111 in China.
Yeah, the 11.
And they also had it on the AliExpress, and they gave people 10%. And if you add in a bunch more like coupons, you could get like an extra 2% and 3%, and altogether you could get 15%.
We're spoiled.
So it was like going around chasing after all these coupons and stuff. So that's kind of like as much as they're going to give you, like 15%.
That's like a weekend sale. Like, we're so spoiled over here in the West. Like, Black Friday, we are just in arms if we're not getting 60% or more off.
Oh, yeah. Rock bottom.
Yeah.
I'm personally in the market for a laptop right now. I need a new laptop. I want a 3080, but like I look at these prices and I'm like $3,000, which is reasonable, by the way. And I'm like, no, I'm not paying that shit. I'm waiting for Black Friday. I want a $1,900 3080 laptop. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's your benchmark. I know.
Yeah.
If I can just say something about Malaysia, because
Yeah.
we don't get any deals here. So I'm guessing like China is kind of like that as well. Like maybe they don't get any deals. So when we had 11.11 here, there's kind of like really no deals unless they're kind of like giving stuff away. Like, they might, they're going to keep all of the profits. Or maybe the better, easier way to look at it is like maybe there isn't as much profit for them, so they can't really discount it. I don't know, but
Wait a
that's
minute.
kind of like the way that it goes there.
So we have Black Friday, and we have what are called doorbuster deals. Have you ever heard of this?
Yeah, we have something
Yeah.
People
similar
get killed.
in Australia.
People are killed.
Yeah, people get trampled over TVs and stuff.
Yeah.
It's all American fun.
We had the same thing. It's so weird. Like in Australia, we've only recently got into this whole Black Friday thing. I would say probably in the last 5-10 years, Black Friday has been a big deal. But before that, we had Boxing Day. So I think the UK has something similar as well. And you would line up like 4 a.m. in the morning to get a fridge for $10 or something.
So you guys have your own set of violence as well. That's
maybe out like in the outback, but in the city, maybe not.
wait. Okay, now I'm sorry. I'm going to keep cutting you off because I'm just a jerk.
No,
is this
fun.
Boxing Day is not where you put on gloves and then go out and fight the locals to celebrate?
Yeah, now you're asking me about the history, and I'm not so good at that. But I think Boxing Day was more like about presents.
That makes
sense.
sense.
They just go fact check this, like Joe Rogan do fact check. Yeah, so people would line up like to go to these department stores, and people would get there at like 4 a.m. try to get a fridge. You get like a little number, and then that if you're like 50th in line, maybe get a washing machine.
I just avoid Black Friday like the plague now. Like you can't pay me to leave my home on Black Friday.
But you don't need to leave your home now. You get everything delivered, right?
Well, yeah, we have Cyber Monday and stuff, but the Black Friday deals,
they're in store.
Oh yeah, they're in store and they're outrageous. All right. I mean, you're like he was talking about 60%. I mean, you get a $3,000 TV for $1,200, $1,400, something like that. Man, it's great. But only like the first 5 of them sold. So you have to like people camp out. They get tents. Yeah. They sleep overnight outside of Best Buy and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a blood sport and it needs to be stopped. I am not.
I think so. Yeah,
anymore.
I don't think we need any lines anymore.
No.
Online
Amazon. Only for me. Well, I got to take it back though because I am on AliExpress on Anbernic's official store now, and they actually do have an upcoming Black Friday deal on the 351p. They're giving $20 off, actually.
Not bad.
Which is
not bad.
So how much does that make it?
So $74 is pretty good for a 351p.
Yeah, that's really
that's not bad.
But I want it in white because I'm just all about that next gen white on black look.
Okay, so the other thing maybe you've seen it in videos is that the white and black, the D-pad and analog stick colors are consistent, and then the purple one, the D-pad and the analog stick, it's a slightly different color. So you might want to go check the pictures for that before you get the pep. But I think you're going to get the white and black one anyway. But maybe some people are a little picky about that sort of thing.
I'm one of those picky. I'm a little bit picky. I've been known to be.
How many V90s did you get?
Now we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna open this door.
Character assassination. Let's go.
All right, character assassination. Let me open my door of shame for you, gentlemen. I got the V90. I have it in red here.
Oh, this V90, right?
This is the 4th V90. Nice. We're matching.
V90 brothers. Yep.
Yeah. Is this orange? I think they call it red.
I don't know.
It's definitely orange looking.
Something like that.
This is my 4th V90 that I've had in the last couple months. I'm so
tell them why
OCD and anal because the first one arrived, which I got in yellow, SpongeBob yellow. I didn't like the color too much, but I was like, yeah, it's fine. There was a hair underneath the LED screen from the factory.
Hey,
a hair.
I don't think you're the only one. I think other people have had this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I've heard about this.
Is shedding on these handheld screens. They need to have their hair in a bun. They need to have a wrap on. What is going on at the factory in Pow Kitty Land? Who is this person? They need to be stopped. This is a crime. Yeah. And someone's going to get COVID from it. I swear to God. So
What about the next one?
All right, so I sent that one
That was
back.
number one.
That was number
Okay.
one. The second one I got yellow again because I'm like, well, maybe I'll like it if I get it the second time.
Maybe it's a
Because it
different
won't have
die
a hair.
number.
I don't want to
I
know
don't
what's
know.
under.
I was like,
screen
why
this
is
time.
this horrible yellow? I don't like this yellow. Why did I get this? And there was a teeny tiny speck of dirt under the LED screen. And I couldn't handle it. I saw it pop up. One little maybe dead pixel. I don't know what it is. I pulled off the screen protector, which is an excruciating task on the V90. You're grabbing tweezers and you're yanking at the corners and slowly peeling back this screen protector, which you shouldn't pull off, by the way, because that screen is very prone to scratches. Very prone.
I think Russ recommended to pull it off.
He might have. I mean, it looks better with it off, but you got to be so careful. I sent that back to Amazon. Then I got a deal coming from AliExpress. That ended up being a scam, so I had to just cancel and refund that one. Lastly, I got this one from Amazon. I got it in red this time. I'm like, I love the red.
Yep.
There's no hairs on the screen. There's no dirt. There's no dead pixels. There's no blemishes. I pulled the screen protector off again like an idiot. And now I've gotten a couple minor scratches because of that. And I'm going to keep it because that's on me. That's my bad.
I wish everybody that's listening right now could have heard how outrageously excited he was. Thor, I finally got a perfect V90. It's been months. I finally got one.
Nice.
And all of that to say that this is not the greatest. It's a lot of struggle, and I don't even really like this handheld that much. I don't know if I'm going to keep it long term or sell it or something like that, but I just needed first to have a non-messed up screen V90 so I can properly enjoy it to know if I like it or not.
Yeah.
And
I love my V90. I don't play it that much because obviously I've got my other handhelds, but there's just something about this being $30.
Yeah,
like
you got the same crack. That's that. Snap-on.
They're not on every device.
I don't know,
I thought
but
they would just. It sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah,
I like that little.
I love that little. I open it a couple times a day just to hear the little.
Yeah, exactly. It's got the beautiful, like that, car door thing happening there.
It feels it's so good. It feels so good.
They got it right then. They got a lot of things right with this. I mean, obviously, you have to not look at the shell.
Almost there.
But most of the time, if you're just playing the game, it's fine. And if I was like 12 and I had this for $30, oh my goodness.
Well, just imagine loading up a 32 gigabyte SD card in there with ROMs. Infinite games. You're playing forever.
You're done.
For the rest of your life.
All you got to do at that point is you got to implement, like a 10,000 milliamp mAh battery on it so you can play forever. Which leads me,
oh my gosh,
which leads me to the Powkitty V6, which is one of my favorite handhelds because it has that 8,000 milliamp hour battery on it, and I actually use it. I don't use it to play games. I use it to charge my NVIDIA Shield controllers, so I don't have to get off the couch to charge them.
So ridiculous. How much was the X18S, by the way? I've been meaning to ask.
On their official website, which is where I got it from, I bought it's $172 listed. They say that, the MSRP is like $220 or whatever, but I think they're just doing that to make it look a little bit cheaper.
Right.
You can get a $10 off coupon if you haven't used their store before, I believe. So it comes down to $162, and I didn't have to pay shipping, so $162. I think that makes, I think that is a reasonable price given, whatever is out there in the market like right now.
A couple months, that may not be such a great deal, but for now, that is pretty decent. I've noticed too, I don't know if you guys have been digging around. So I know Stubbs has been.
I'm always digging.
But Black Seraph, one of the community developers, is releasing Lineage for it.
Did release Lineage for it.
Oh, is it officially released as of
yesterday?
Right now? Okay.
Yesterday.
Yeah, it's Patreons and
But there was a lot of talk about like Vita stick mods and things like that already. So.
Yeah, so on the X18S, definitely the hardware mods are huge. I happen to do all of the mods on my model here. I got the Vita 2000 sticks on
Yeah, I saw your
And
picture in the Discord.
you saw that on there.
It
And then
looks
I got
great. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
the DS Lite D-pad with the RG350 membrane underneath. And then I got
I
the
kind of
face
just wanted to
buttons.
wait until a few people had done it already just to see how it go.
It was nearly a tragedy.
Oh, yeah. You had to cut the post or something.
Yeah, I cut the post down, and I wish I hadn't, and I wish I would have kept the stock joysticks on because those are not bad joysticks. Now what I have here, since I didn't perfectly mechanically, precision cut these, my left joystick is askew because the post on the left side is a little bit off, and so I have that joystick kind of at a slant. You can't really tell, but it's slanted to the left. Or the right, the other one's great, but it's going to annoy me, and I'm going to throw this at a wall at some point, or sell it.
Don't do that.
I'm probably going to sell it on the cheap and buy another one
to fix.
Yeah,
I'll send it to Thor.
Well, why don't you just cut down all the other posts and see how you go?
That's not a bad plan. Just keep
Logic.
cutting down.
Full disclaimer: I don't take any responsibility for this.
I won't. I hold you
accountable.
Dude, the first time I opened up a Retroid Pocket 2, I immediately, the first thing I did is I immediately broke the left joystick, the ribbon. I just immediately tore it off because of my massive thumbs. And I said, Thor, can I just send this to you? I broke it. It's worthless now. He's like, no, it's not. And I think he at least paid for shipping or something like that. And I sent it to you, and you totally fixed it up and did something with it.
Well, that took...
Oh, that became the Lineage development model.
It did,
right.
But it also took 6 weeks to fix because I had to order the joystick for it twice from Retroid because they kept sending me the wrong crap.
Right, but eventually you got there.
Well, the great thing is they're selling all these spare parts because, if you were to do this with Nintendo or Sony, you'd have to pay a lot if it's not under warranty.
You want to, with the modding scene and enough people who know about how to do these sorts of hardware mods, it's like, let's just try to fix these things up.
Yeah.
Which is where I'm at with this. I'm going to try to open it back up and do something to fix it because I'm getting more comfortable now a year into this hobby or more. And I'm going to try to make it better. But now with Lineage, though, the software side, oh my gosh, it's so much better.
Oh, you put it on already?
This is the first X18S in the world with that new Lineage, the public beta, because Black Seraph was on my computer, remoted in, last minute debugging to get that final last bug knocked out. And so he's like, I'm like, am I good? He's like, yeah. He's like, can I just rock with this Lineage and not have to reinstall when you release the public beta? He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm just going to release new updates and you can download and keep your settings and your files.
I always feel like the stock firmware, you can kind of feel the bugs underneath the surface there, waiting to just bring the whole system down at any point.
Absolutely.
It's like the battery drain just drives me nuts. Like sometimes I've forgotten to charge, turn off my X18S. The next day it's like 0% battery. And I'm like, great, now I have to charge it again.
I feel that way with all devices, though, to be honest with you. Every time I touch a device, I always think this software could be a little bit better, Yeah,
I think it's because I don't really use the stock all that much, so I can't remember what it was like before. Yeah. Like the 351P, I wasn't too fond of it, so I got rid of it immediately and put ArcOS on. And that's been awesome.
Ooh,
that's another reason why.
Got a Christian Haitian?
Yep.
Mostly because Russ from Retro Game Core recommended it, and then after I used that, I couldn't really tell which one I wanted to use, whether it was like 351 Elec or this one. So I just said, hey, let's try ArcOS because I like that screensaver thing that they had going on there. Where the screensaver comes up and it plays you a bunch of games for 30 seconds video footage.
Right.
And then if you want to jump into that game, you just press the start button to jump into that game, which is a really cool feature.
I'm going to try ArcOS out. Someone on Taki's Discord just the other day really recommended it to me. I'm trying to remember who that was.
It's solid.
And I think I don't mind too much when they said that the software updates have finished because as a device itself, you're not getting any new NES games and you're not getting any new Genesis. Right. So if it stays that it is and it works perfectly every single time, then I think it's just fine as it is. And if they wanted to stop the development and move on to other systems, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, you say you're thinking it's kind of in a final form at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to give that one a shot. I know I used Retro Oz on the RGB 10 Max, and I enjoyed that experience. I think 351 Elec is my favorite. I'm not as familiar with the Linux side, but I'm learning and I'm trying to really understand it. Batacera on my PC is pretty cool. There is so many glitches I'm trying to work through. I don't know what is wrong. I can't get sound to work. I'm having a hard time getting video to work. So I'm working through those Linux pain points right now on x86 hardware.
On the other hand, Android makes things easy.
It does. And you know what just dropped into the Windows 11 Insider build, don't you? They released the Android
good
store.
Good.
It's the Amazon store, but it's a start. APKs will work on Windows 11.
So have you loaded up Reset?
That's huge.
That is huge.
Right?
That's crazy, right?
As of yesterday.
Yeah.
So I haven't yet,
That
but I'm going
opens
to
it
figure
up.
it out. It really does, because Android front ends are where it's at, in my opinion. Combining that with the power of your PC and keeping Windows.
Yep.
That hybrid functionality of Android and Windows.
Well, then you have the 12th generation Intel chips now are including ARM subprocessors in them. Did you see that?
What?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that. That's
Fork out of town.
But you're talking about Elder Lake, right? Like
Yeah, the 12th generation. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I'm talking about Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
Actually.
Yeah, go right.
Order now.
Did you play? Did you get into
I would
the network
love to.
test?
No.
Okay. But you guys
I would
have a
love to.
PlayStation 5, right?
Yeah, we do.
Currently.
Yeah. If I had a PlayStation 5, I would have done it. But it wasn't available on PC, so I was a bit upset about that.
Yeah, I feel you there.
But I heard you guys over the last couple of episodes that the Dark Souls games were a little bit like difficult, and I totally understand. But they're a lot of fun. Like,
I have it
for me,
pre-ordered.
it's too hard.
I just didn't have time to get in and play it in time. So.
It's on sale for Black Friday right now, by the way.
They're really tough. And then I think these days they make the games more for the fan base as well. So with every game, it just feels like it's tough. At least when I'm watching Sekiro, I just feel like I can't do whatever they're doing. So I kind of just enjoy just watching people play it rather than play it myself. So for me, I'm kind of still back on Dark Souls, trying to finish that.
There's always speed runs and all that stuff where people blow through the entire game, glitchless even, just rolling around completely naked and stuff. And that's one thing. But man, I just feel like a punk trying to get through basic Demon Souls.
Okay, I beat that one.
Yeah.
I beat Demon Souls and I beat Neo and I'm about halfway through Dark Souls.
Nice. Nice work, man.
But yeah, these games, they can be pretty frustrating.
I am personally very excited for Elden Ring, though. I think that they've refined the combat more, and I feel like I'm going to get less bullshit murdered. You know?
Yeah, where it's just
no,
cheap
that's
death.
that. I think that's
just
still
cheap stuff. I'm sure it's still going to happen, but hopefully not as bad. Where I'm just like, I know it's my fault, but I'm yelling at the TV. You know,
I'm more and more playing on easy mode in games, and I have no shame now about it because it's like I don't have time. I don't have time to grind through the same boss 20 times to get to the next part. Like I want the game experience, but I don't have time for it. So
yeah, absolutely.
Easy's fine. I used to pride myself on playing on the hardest difficulty. I don't care anymore. It's fine. I'm just letting it all hang out, guys.
I just wanted to ask you guys. So Ether SX2.
Oh yes,
yeah.
There we go.
Ether or Aether?
I don't know. I think
it's
Taki
Aether.
said Ether. Aether, is it?
Yeah.
Is it a silent A? We got to find this. This is the most
The
important.
A is silent.
We know it's from PCSX2, but is it own new code? That's what I want to know. Is it its own brand new thing?
My guess is that this is the x86 to ARM conversion that we may have heard about here and there.
Aha.
So this is the Android app. This is PS2. The actual interface for it is not very defined, not very refined, according to Taki. So there's not a lot of tweaks or anything you can do. Things will either run or they won't. And I think the current recommended minimum SoC is the Snapdragon 845.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, and that may get less stringent as it continues to be developed.
Yes.
And tweaks are implemented, and the ability to upscale and downscale and frame skip and all that stuff are added. So we'll have to see.
Yeah. So in Taki's video, he was showing that on lower end devices, so like lower than the 845, you could do some sort of like frame skipping here and there.
Mm-hmm.
What's known as like EE cycle rate and EE skip cycles. Let me just check on that. EE cycle rates and EE cycle skips. Mm-hmm. So you're essentially just slowing down that PS2 emulation so that your mobile CPU can catch up. And that way you can perhaps play some of these games on your lower end devices, like say a Unisoc T310, for example. Although I think that's probably not going to work so well, but in theory,
or a Dimensity 900.
Yeah, he tested like Dimensity 700 and Dimensity 900,
and it is pronounced Ether, by the way. I just listened to the video.
Right. Okay.
So I'm like, you had it. My bad.
Have you watched the video?
I watched it today.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but
no,
yeah, I thought it was a great video. I mean, Taki pretty much got the scoop on everyone.
Oh, 100%.
He got the drop. It's true. And we kind of pushed him on PS2 in the last episode.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't talk about it. So he knew something. And this is the big reveal.
I felt like he knew something.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Yep.
Come on.
But it's a huge
of course
leap
he
forward
knew.
For PlayStation 2 Android emulation. I mean, a huge leap.
Yeah.
I'm crazy excited to see what happens with it. And hopefully be able to get my hands on it when the beta finally releases. And throw it on a bunch of stuff that it probably shouldn't be on, like the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus, and just see what happens.
Yeah, so initially because I don't have an Android phone, and actually the X18S is like my first Android device.
What?
Yeah. Well, actually, I had a Huawei Mate 10 for a phone, and I used that for about a year, but I wasn't too happy with the camera, so it was really just the camera that held me to like iPhone. I know, exactly. It's all Huawei's fault.
Plus?
I didn't get the GPD. Because I had the GPD Win 2, see? So I felt like I didn't need the GPD XE Plus.
Okay, yeah, another claim.
So it was kind of like that, circumstances, right? But anyway, I think this has brought forward my timetable to get an Android phone. So
Pixel 6.
You know, that I was thinking about that. But I kind of like, because my phone is still okay, and I don't really change my phone all that much. So this is an iPhone 10R, which is about 3 years old now. And I could still use this for another couple of years because all I do is just use WhatsApp and messaging and the camera.
Yeah.
I don't really play any games on this. If I want to play games, it's got to have physical controls, like on a handheld.
Yeah.
So, the Poco X3, maybe with like the Razer Kishi or a Game Sir X2, something like that.
I'm going to go ahead and suggest the Game Sir.
I'm going to suggest the Game Sir.
Don't get me wrong.
Well, yeah, with the PS2, I don't really think I need the analog triggers. It could just be fine with the Game Sir X2.
Yeah.
So I think that could be the way to go. And I think it's like $50, $60. I think that's an okay price.
Actually,
as long as it works.
Black Friday deal on that. Yeah. Let's
but
I think it was on sale
the
last
Poco,
week for like $10 off.
If the Poco X3 or X4 comes out in a few months, then maybe I'll wait for that. But I kind of want to get something to play PS2 because this is what I've been waiting for a long time.
Right.
Handheld PS2. The PS2 is pretty much...
It's here, man. Here we are.
Yeah, exactly. The PS2 is the one that I want to get.
Well...
And the Pixel 6, which Snapdragon is in that?
No Snapdragon. It's got that... the Tensor chip, yeah. So it's its own. It's comparable to the 888. It actually has...
It outperforms it with the GPU, though.
The GPU outperforms the 888. Snapdragon, the CPU underperforms. So you have an
But-
interesting situation. Technically, this is the best emulation Android phone in the world.
But
Wow.
the
Crazy
CPU
to
was
say?
designed around their software, not the other way around.
It is.
So-
There's a lot of threads for the AI to do its thing for the camera.
So I'm excited I'll probably try it out on the Odin because I've got that ordered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the 845 might just be a little bit, I might just want a little bit more power, like maybe at least an 860 or 870, at least from what Taki's video was showing.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
a lot of things were playing well on the 870. And then at 845, he didn't show some games where I think maybe it would have just worked better on we know that it's going to work better on the 860, 870.
Right. And you're going to have to overclock that 845 a bit and probably just keep it like for my Odin Pro, I'm going to probably just keep it docked and use it as like my NVIDIA Shield TV replacement. I also have a light on the way, and I think that's going to be my handheld for sure.
Nice.
I know
I
it
have a
sounds
sickness.
silly, but
It's silly.
I really think that the RP3 is going to be where I finally land in this generation.
You keep saying that. I just want to say, Retroid, where is it? What's going on?
It's on the way. I mean, the 2 Plus.
I think Thor is right. I mean, when you look at the prices of all of these handhelds and speculate on roughly what the prices are going to be, the Retro Pocket 2 Plus we know is $100, and then the Retro Pocket 3, if it just had that screen with the same processor, like we're looking at $120, $130, and then all that really matters is what it plays. So if it's going to play PSP Dreamcast, then people might just go, hey, this is 120, Power Kitty is 160, so maybe I'll just get the Retro Pocket 3.
Yeah. I mean, that's really fair assessment. I don't know where I'm going to land for this next gen of devices. It could be the X18S for me still, just because I love clamshells. Which is funny it's funny to say that because I did not like the DS Lite, the DS, or the 3DS. I never got into those handhelds. I know, isn't that nuts? I love
what
the
clamshells did you like?
XL, but that was it.
I didn't like that one either. I liked the 2DS. I liked the PSP, and I liked the Vita, but I never got into the first party clamshells. But and for emulation, I'm all about clamshells. It's so weird. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with
the 2DS is the one that looks like the head of the axe, right? Like there were a lot of memes with like the axe.
Yeah.
I never really liked that too much because like it just looks so much like a toy.
It's ridiculous.
Kind of like how the V90 looks like a toy.
It's true.
But because there was a different alternative, like you could get a 3DS, then I tended to favor the 3DS. Even though I don't think it's not my favorite handheld, but I do like the design.
The 2DS XL was my favorite, I would say, because it had that nice matte feel. It ditched the 3D effect, and that was fine.
I never used it.
So that was probably one of the better ones, but yeah, and the 3DS itself, it was so glossy, fingerprint magnet.
It really
3D
was.
effect. The 3D effect never did it for me. I was like, okay, this is cool for 5 minutes. I'm going to turn it off the rest of the time owning this device.
Right.
It was cool when they showed it off at the E3, and then when we got the device shortly afterwards. But then after that, it was just more comfortable to play in 2D.
Exactly.
Like, you don't really need to play Fire Emblem in 3D.
Right. They went ahead and put the 3D camera in it, right? Like, what do you need a 3D camera in this thing for, man? Come on.
And I don't think they really did much with that afterwards either.
They didn't.
No.
And a lot of it was just for marketing and bullet points.
And I guess there's an argument to be made that they moved like AR technology forward because you're starting to see that in phones a lot more afterwards. But I would say that technology really peaked with Microsoft's unreleased HoloLens.
Yeah,
they sold it to the army, but that was about it.
It's something crazy is happening with it then. But I had a buddy who had it, and he showed it to me, and I got to play like Conquer on it or something. And he's running around around my desk, and I'm like, this is really cool. Like, this is AR done well. And then you never heard from that again.
Yeah.
Just nobody touches it.
Maybe because it's like $5,000.
People pay for it. I paid $8,000 for this TV so I can play NES games in 8K. No, absolutely not.
Whatever you want to do. All right, what else we got on here? So we got looks like for Black Friday, we got our usual stuff. Of course, now's the time to re-up for your Game Pass, for your PS Plus.
Right.
It's now.
Right.
I don't know what you guys like, but I picked out a few of my favorites from the cheap deals. So Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is $30 on PS5, which is like half price.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good. I think that would be from Walmart.
Well, let me tell you,
it's
Jimmy,
a decent game too.
Thor loves Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't even know what
Nice.
that is, but he loves it. And I saw it on sale today.
It's great.
And I thought of him.
I will say this, it's really on the rails. And the combat is it needs a little bit of refinement, but the music, the environments, the graphics, and the story are freaking phenomenal.
Maybe I'll learn about the movie through the game. That sounds good. It's a good deal.
One day I'm going to go to where Stubbs lives and sit him down and tie him to a chair and force him to watch all the Marvel movies, just so he understands what we're talking about in general. He has no clue.
All of that early stuff, it kind of takes a while to get going. Like especially like if you want to start back from Iron Man, I'd rather like them get right into like the good stuff.
Yeah.
So Iron Man is great.
Whoa!
Iron Man is great.
The best part of the Marvel universe is Iron Man. I loved Iron Man 1.
Right.
And I loved the original like Incredible Hulk. Those are my favorite of those movies.
You're talking about
later on
Edward Norton, Incredible Hulk. That doesn't count. And we're not going to.
It totally counts. That totally counts. It has to.
I like
I'm
it.
counting it.
I like it.
It counts. It counts. But you get into like Endgame and stuff. I fell asleep during that movie. There's too much going on. There's way too much.
Well, you see, I haven't seen that, so I wouldn't know. But I was about halfway through, and I'm like, I got to get my kids into this. I don't know if they're the right age, but everyone's watching Marvel.
I like the DC movies. Okay, I like the DC movies.
Yeah,
I do. I even like Ben Affleck Batman a little bit. And I'm
Batfleck,
gonna watch.
really?
I'm gonna Batfleck. And I'm even gonna watch the Justin Bieber Batman. No, that's not right.
Justin Bieber, no.
Robert
Justin
Pattinson.
Bieber. Hey, now that one looks pretty hardcore. That one looks pretty good.
Is he?
It does look.
Is he just going to sing to people to make them kill him?
So Jimmy, that brings us to a good point. So you're a dad also. All three of us dads here.
Yeah.
And I feel like this scene, this whole niche falls to the stereotypical thing seems to be your dad in your 30s to 40s.
Right. Want to relive the golden age of gaming.
And you want to go back to the last time the world felt safe. And then stay in that bubble for as long as possible. And that's where we're
and if
at.
you're just playing a little bit of Zelda, then you can kind of feel like you've transported back to like the 80s.
Right. And this, us hanging out in the Discord world together and online is like the equivalent of us being like on the grade school playgrounds, like, sharing, trading Pokemon or something.
Yeah.
And being like, what do you got? What do you got? Oh, I got a Charizard level 17. Look at this. You want to trade it? No, but you can look at it. And we're all like trading and saying like, what do you got in your handheld collection? And then just, it's.
I'm definitely in the gotta catch 'em all situation right now with the handhelds.
And that was a time where you could go to everybody and say, hey, like, what were you playing? But, once you get to college, people have lots of other interests, right? Like, then you got to go find that group. No.
Rock and roll. Learning.
Homework.
Learning. Work. Love.
But it was a little bit trickier you got to go and find people, like, or you got to go to a forum and find people. Whereas
tough.
Back then, like, everybody was just, you swap Nintendo games with people, everyone. Yeah, it was fun.
Well, there was a nice resurgence once the online services really hit in that PS3 360 generation,
Yeah.
But man, that quickly led to people getting out of line real quick, real mouthy,
true.
and all those chats. Just hateful sometimes. So I definitely don't have that nostalgia for anything like the PS3 era and beyond at all.
I just turn off the mics. Really,
Yeah,
if I'm playing
yeah.
if I'm playing Call of Duty, I'm like immediately someone's trying to like make a joke or something, I immediately just mute everyone's mic. Nope. I'm good. I just want to
Yep.
shoot you, you shoot me. That's how this relationship works.
Yeah, I think it was more work for me. Like once I started going to work, there's just less hours to do any of this like gaming stuff. So you end up buying a lot of
Yeah.
games and then you'd never complete them. So
Yeah.
you can see my completion rate just tanking. So
You gotta hop
with the
you gotta
PS2,
hop
it
in the
was like 50.
backlog channel. You gotta hop in our
Yeah, we got
backlog
the
channel
backlog
and just
I don't know if I wanted.
we keep each other accountable.
That's
like
a dangerous slippery slope there.
you share your shame together. You say, "Hey, here's my
Oh
shame.
no!
I've listed it out on a website, on a spreadsheet or whatever." And then
In terms
you
of how much
help each
money
other
I
through.
spent.
We could start sharing that. Yeah. How much have you spent? Would you guess? To
Oh
me?
my gosh!
Oh,
Well,
good
I've been in
Lord.
the game for about since the Nintendo era, but really I only started counting from the PS2 era.
So we're talking half your
yeah.
income has gone to this
Oh
hobby.
yeah.
Mine too, and
I would
that's
put
fine.
I would put my personal video game investment at probably close to $30,000 lifetime at this point.
Oh, lifetime.
Yeah,
I might be right around there. I don't
I think
know.
so.
If I
think
include
so.
the hardware, the PC, yeah, we're looking
Yeah.
at like 20. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
easy. Oh, if we're including PC hardware,
Oh my goodness.
I'm
all of the
including
custom
PC hardware.
builds. Yeah, all the custom builds, everything.
All the little cables,
Are we
controllers,
including
everything.
inflation? Are we counting for inflation
No,
on
no,
this?
no. Just what you spent
Okay.
at the time, I think.
All right.
If it was
Easily
inflation, it'd probably be
30,000.
45. Yeah, easily 30,000. Yeah.
We could. I remember selling my gaming collections time and time again, and then going and rebuying them all back later for more money every time. And finally, that's why I've told you guys, like, I don't do physical anymore. I'm just digital, because if I buy it digitally once, it's mine and I can't sell it, and it's easier that way.
Okay. I'm still physical. I'm still physical for all of the Switch games. Although,
Oh, are you?
If there are eShop deals, I will get the eShop deal. But
You have self-control.
A little bit.
See, that's what's
I don't know
key.
if it's
That's what's needed.
self-control. I
you
think
don't
physicals
go out-
always cost a lot of money. At least where I'm from, we don't get any deals, like I said before.
Yeah.
So eShop, we get pretty good deals there because they come straight from Nintendo or the third-party developer.
Yeah.
So sometimes they'll give you like 75% off, and we'll never see that on a physical. There'll be like a retailer that kind of keeps it as high as he can, and they don't really care. They'll just keep their stock, but they won't order as much in, so they'll always watch how much they're buying. So the prices stay high.
Well, there's definitely a lot of good deals out there right now, and because we have Black Friday and then Cyber Monday as well.
Right. I always forget about Cyber Monday, and Cyber Monday really is where I feel like I buy more things.
Yeah. Well, that's because those crazy Black Friday discounts get even crazier.
Yeah, they push the envelope further.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they still have stock in a lot of these places.
Right.
We've been stocking up on Google Home, like minis. We've been loving having those around the house. So we got a couple more of those. But yeah.
Are those audio things that you just say, hey, wash my dishes?
You could. It's been great having you on. It's been a lot of fun just getting to know you.
Chilling. Yeah.
Talking.
Thanks so much for having me on, guys.
Yeah, man.
Where can people find you? Just again, to recap.
Right. So I'm on YouTube. My channel's JimRPG. That's JIMRPG. And I do a lot of gaming videos.
Please tell us your master plan.
Well, a part of it, when I started the channel, I was thinking about, actually, I wanted to have a podcast. So that's why I was excited to be on. Exactly. So I started with like these live streams. So I'd do a weekly live stream. I'd talk about the news. So it was more like a news type of gaming news chat show. And I kind of got out of like the whole forum thing because I used to be more into forums and typing messages and things like that. But I felt like I wasn't really getting engaging conversation there.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, because people would just ignore your message sometimes, and you type up a nice little message. Maybe it takes you half an hour and then nobody would reply to it. Maybe people read it, but you wouldn't know.
Right.
And I just felt like, hey, I'm doing all of this. Maybe I should just do it on my own channels or somewhere where, I can accumulate that somewhere. So I felt like, hey, well, I'm just going to talk for an hour and see what happens. And then, at the time, when you start it, like, you don't really know how bad you are. So...
Oh, yeah. I re-listened to our first episode of BRB Gaming, which we called it BRB Gamer back then. And I'm like, we had a lot to learn a year ago. Those bright-eyed, youthful.
That was only a year ago, by the way. Like, as of tonight.
This is our year, as of tonight, it's our year anniversary.
The whole YouTuber thing is still really difficult for me because, out here in Malaysia, I really can only talk to my wife. So we converse in English. But really, aside from that, I don't really have anyone to talk to. And I don't really talk gaming, like, chatting to somebody. It'd only be on Discord or a forum somewhere. So I'd be typing.
Which you have a Discord, I noticed.
Yeah, I do.
For your content, right?
There's a few people there. Yeah.
I'll put that in our description. I'll put your YouTube, your Discord, any other plugs, any other URLs.
So really just my YouTube channel and the Twitter, which
Twitter. Okay.
Twitter is kind of like, I much prefer the audience on YouTube. I got to say, Twitter just seems like it's a place where, I don't know, like it's not enough. Like,
sure.
Like you only get like 140 characters or whatever. So I always feel like
you want to talk more.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Discord's my favorite place to talk.
Exactly, because it feels like a real conversation there.
It is.
And on a
We're
forum,
so spoiled though. If you don't, someone doesn't respond to your message in Discord, it's almost deafening. Whereas in a forum, it would take days or weeks to get a response. Right. And now we're so spoiled with Discord, where it's like if I don't get a response to something I'm asking someone directly within 24 hours, I'm like, so it's come to this.
No reply.
So we're at war.
Awkward silence, right?
Right.
Yeah. But on my YouTube channel, I was going to say, so I wanted to make a gaming news chat show. And then somehow it developed into this thing where I really need to know what I'm talking about here. So I started doing more testing videos. Mm-hmm. So that's where you get all of these analysis videos where I do more research on things like that. And I found I couldn't really ad-lib a lot of that stuff. Like you can't just sit in front of the camera and start talking about all of these, I don't know, GPUs and CPUs and like what the performance is going to be, unless you've actually done a little bit of research. It's not really like a radio show. Like, I mean, even people on the radio would still have to do a lot of research or have research done for them.
I don't think we really do research too much. We sort of just live our lives and then do our best each week. You do research for the show?
Hell yes, I do. Are you kidding me?
I do. See, I do the 5 minutes beforehand research. I'm like, all right, what do I need to know about? Blah, 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 blah. And then I go and make sound effects for the most part. That kind of fills in my content. You're right. I rely on Thor to know what's going on, and I just assume for the most part.
And then, of course, the other thing is like how long your videos are, because people don't want to be watching really long videos where you're just rambling on and on about stuff.
Or listening for 2 hours.
I felt like the last, I would say probably like this year, I try to do more scripted videos because I don't want to waste anybody's time.
We used to try that on this.
That's where that's where it's been going.
And I've been doing a lot more testing. Helps, yeah.
But I still kind of want to do some of those news articles because I want to talk to people. Yeah. I want people to comment in my channel, and I always talk back to them like it's a talk show on a radio. Like I'm in there probably like I probably reply about 80% of the time. So if you write something in the comments, I will reply. Even if it's just something like I agree with you, because I always felt like on forums, if people don't reply, then they put the time and effort to come and watch your video, and they commented. I just wanted to say thanks, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And it's good to reach out, and we try to do the same thing where we try to respond if as long as we get tagged or something, some way.
Well, I
to
don't know how it's
find-
going to go if there are more comments. Like if I ever get more subscribers and whatnot, I don't think I can probably do that. But as a small channel, I can do that. So I'll worry about that.
You're growing though. I'd say it's picking up. And my favorite video subject line you have here is "As long as you love me." Mass Effect fans can't bear butts cut from Mass Effect Legendary Edition. That is a whole lot of puns going on, and I appreciate every moment of it.
But if you check out the video, I actually got negged a lot of the time. So I
didn't
think
like
people
the
were
puns?
thinking they didn't like the fact that
I'm going to respond to every single one of these comments. Hold on. No. What's wrong with these people?
You're going to sit there and actively respond to his comments?
While we're talking.
Jesus.
No, you are dumb.
I think what happened there was that they thought I was defending censorship, and I wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I was
taking it
negged quickly. Yeah. So people can take that quite easily. And I think it was, I said that, hey, if a developer comes along later on and feels like they want to bring a product from their piece of art to today's audience, then they're free to make the changes that they want to make. But people were thinking, hey, look, they're taking away my butts. So and I wasn't.
I'm 36 years old. That makes me laugh.
If it was me developing the game or even just writing a story, right, you would go and edit your story to make it better than what you had it before. So I just felt I never saw anything wrong with that.
Can I read your two top comments in the video, though? Your top comment, what's the big deal? Everyone has a butt. And the second one, there's no mass without ass.
Dear God.
So I kind of stopped doing that because I was getting negged a lot, and so I just couldn't be bothered, right? Like,
I get it.
There's no point putting in a lot of those videos where people are just going to dislike it anyway.
And that's why I really haven't pursued much of a YouTube presence for just doing my own thing. I used to do Let's Plays back in the day, but it's tough to get that negative, that criticism. We somehow don't get it too often on the podcast, and maybe because it's a podcast, I don't know, but with YouTube videos, it seemed like I was always I'm like, oh God, that comment, it hurts. Maybe these days I wouldn't care as much, but I imagine as a YouTuber, man, it sucks to get that kind of feedback sometimes. And I'm impressed that you guys can carry through.
With YouTube, your audience only gets this tiny snippet, and like you were talking about, having to script and get your point across concisely and quickly. They don't really get a lot of explanation. Whereas with this format, we're sitting here talking for an hour or two, and we're able to really dig into one topic at a time and explain not just our point of views, but the reality of whatever it is as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's always a place for these long form type of conversations.
Yeah,
but if we dare post the podcast anywhere in the PC gaming world,
oh God,
then it usually gets just wrecked.
Yeah. What Listen the fuck to these is this? Neckbeards.
Listen to these pieces of shit. Nobody wants this. What are you doing? Stop. So I just learned. Oh, keep it to the retro gaming community. That's where...
I don't think those guys really came across to my channel too much. So I got to say, the YouTube audience that come to my channel, they're really nice.
I see that people,
but I definitely see where you're. I don't. I don't think I've really had any disagreements. No, I've definitely had disagreements, but I haven't fought with anyone or anything like that. People haven't got angry at me or anything like that.
I mean, you're doing this well enough.
I'm really surprised.
You have a second JimRPG channel. You have JimRPG 2.
I just started it because I just felt like I was doing so much testing with the PAL Kitty that I figured, okay, well, maybe I'll just record it while I'll just record it and then people can just watch those videos. So it's
Yeah.
I don't want to say like it's a dumping ground for like all of my
No, it's the
gameplay,
talkie
but-
template. It's the talkie template. You
Yeah.
have your main channel for your main content. You have your second
Yeah.
channel for like little one-off videos for
Yeah,
stuff you want to get out there, but you don't want to bother your main audience with it.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think a lot of places are doing 2 channels as well, and it's a little difficult. Like it takes a little bit longer because even uploading videos, you got to do all the descriptions and that type of thing.
Right, but you're not having. Looks like you're not really editing these videos. You just sort of like, okay, here's 5 minutes of Panzer Dragoon for Saturn on the X18S.
So there's very light editing. So in all the games where I'm losing or I'm getting, there's like really bad gameplay, I'll probably just take that out. But
oh, you don't.
yeah,
you
like
don't-
for
you
example,
don't need to
I was
edit
playing
out
Pro
bad
Evolution
gameplay.
Soccer.
We're all
and it must
dads
have taken
here.
me-
We understand.
It must have taken me 10 matches to actually win a match. So
And that's the one you kept.
That's right. That's the one I showed, and it was a good one too. Like I scored the winning goal in the 90th.
Well, you
minute.
should teach
Cheers.
AYN how that's done.
Yeah, you know what? You should be their new person for that.
Yeah, look, hit me
Obviously,
up.
I didn't know that was even a thing. Man, when I did Let's Plays, I sucked the whole time. I just recorded it and I said, "Here you go." And people did comment and they're like, "You suck." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And I was
Well,
like,
that's the thing,
26,
like,
and I had no excuse.
I started putting out videos where I was not the gameplay wasn't very good. Just running around, that sort of thing, as you do like when you're doing benchmarks, right? Like
Right.
you don't really have to do anything.
Yeah,
But
for benchmarks, no one really cares. Some people do care. They watch. They're like, "Well, you know that there was a secret mushroom if you would have jumped past the right thing right there." Yeah, there's always that guy or girl.
But then I started putting some videos out, like the Ridge Racer video on PSP, where it was really exciting race. Then I'm like, okay, well, maybe all of these videos have to be like this. So then I started to do more. So it's that kind of YouTube thing where it's
I love the extra
just
effort.
always striving for extra effort.
I love the extra effort you're putting in. And when I go and watch your secondary channel, I'll definitely now watch and I will judge your performances. And I'll be like, "Now, Jimmy,
He'll comment.
I see
Believe me, he'll comment.
you've fallen a little
Sure.
behind in this one, and you said so. Now,
Well, I'll send you the
watching."
right ones to watch.
Okay, good.
But so
we
I
have
think
you-
later on.
Do
I
we
was
have
going to
your
say later.
videos Sorry, I'm just.
No,
I gotta
you're
interrupt
right.
you real quick. Do we have your videos auto posting in our retro handheld server? Because we can set that up. We can have our bot auto post to our
Yeah,
YouTube
sure.
channel, which will every time you release a video, it auto drops it in that channel. People can enjoy it.
Yeah, I'll
We
set
should
that up.
definitely add you in. Not your second channel, but probably your first channel would be because you're mostly doing retro handhelds these days.
Yeah, so retro handheld, but as I said, I kind of go where I'm excited about. So I've just done a whole lot of X18S stuff. So there might
Hell
not be
yeah.
any more X18S. So it might be
okay.
like another handheld.
RP2
but-
plus.
Well, I'm excited about that for other people, but the 3 handhelds that I'm going to be picking up next will be, obviously I got the X18S, but the RG552 because the views are just so good. Like that seems like there's a lot of interest in this over any other handheld. And then of course I've got the Odin as well. And then looks like I might have to pick up something a little bit stronger than the Odin to play the PS2 emulator on Android. So yeah, there'll be that type of content. That's what I see coming up on the channel. Steam Deck is delayed, obviously.
Yeah, I know. And you got the Steam Deck Discord admin here too, Thor. He runs the Steam Deck Discord.
Right.
In there, they're having a fun time arguing over that.
Oh yes, that's always fun. It's always high tension, high drama. It's very very good time.
Yeah, it's good. It's good times. Well, man, with that, I don't have many more words of wisdom or not wisdom or any words to say tonight. So we'll find you on the YouTube, the Twitter, your Discord.
They're all JimRPG, so they're easy to find.
Yeah.
Thanks again for coming on, man. We loved having you. You got to come back on.
Thank you for having me. No, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Anytime. Let's do it again.
All right. Later, team.
Later, everybody.